If you'd asked me 5 years ago, how long will this whole gender transition thing go for? I would have said, look, I reckon it might go for another 10 years and then it will, everyone will come to their senses and stop doing it. That might be happening faster than we thought. I just read a Reuters article. I came across a Reuters article from late last year, only a few months ago, and it kind of blew me away, because Reuters, I wouldn't call Reuters a sort of a bastion of conservatism or anything.
Yeah.
But this Reuters article went through in great detail. It was like a essay length feature sort of review of gender transitioning. And it said, there's no evidence to back up the long-term effectiveness of this. It's never been studied properly. There's no long-term outcomes. We don't know whether people end up better off or not. We don't know about whether their mental health ends up better or not. We don't know whether any of these treatments cause long-term harms. And they were just openly admitting the experimental and untested nature of the whole thing. And this is Reuters. So I hope that, England has shut down. The NHS in England has shut down gender transitioning.
So they used to, and they're no longer?
Yeah, there's a clinic called Tavistock, which handled all their sort of NHS gender transition treatments, and they shut that down the year before last year, I think. It seems like the biggest group that opposes transgenderism isn't Christians, it's actually feminists.
And so they should, because that's the real who suffers the most.
Yeah, Germaine Greer is against it, and these
classical feminists. Yeah.
Sorry.
Classical feminists.
Yeah, old school second wave feminists. Yeah, are very much against it, and so you've got people like that, and J.K. Rowling probably fits into that category. Yeah, and they seem to have a lot more voice in the UK.
Whereas the craziness is really coming from the US.
Probably, yeah. Arguably. And so England has shut it down, Sweden has shut it down. You've got whole countries shutting it down. People used to get colds and flu and the occasional respiratory virus, and they would beat it with chicken soup and rest, not with worldwide communism. My wife found that one.
I find your speech very benign, because you're putting up humour, you're poking fun, you're quoting experiments, you're re-sharing other people's stuff. You're not actually out there and activists on the streets holding rallies or having little seminars about, you're not actually doing anything. You're just talking.
There have been doctors who've gotten in trouble. I know a doctor who, he's quite a politically active doctor. He's Melbourne-based, and he gave a seminar in a church about safe schools. And AHPRA came after him for that. The whole world has gone that way. I mean, we now live in a world where your points of view get you in professional trouble. Jordan Peterson, right? You know about what's happened to him. He's having to face his psychology board in Canada, not for anything he's done as a psychologist, but for
social media.
And all he did, as I understand it, he's said stuff about transgenderism, but he's also, one of the things that he's in trouble for is quoting the opposition leader of Canada criticising Justin Trudeau or something like that. There's another case in Canada which I've just recently become aware of in the last few months. A nurse by the name of Amy Ham, I believe her name is, Amy Ham. She's currently in a tribunal as we speak, I think, as in these last few weeks. She's gotten in trouble for the same kind of transgender sort of stuff that I've been in trouble for, where she's opposed transgender ideology and gender transitioning. And she has publicly been outspoken about her support for J.K. Rowling. Because, J.K. Rowling has gotten embroiled in all this, and she sponsored a big billboard saying, I love J.K. Rowling. And her nursing board, or whatever it is that's the equivalent of our AHPRA, are trying her, and it's just ridiculous, because apparently her trial has gone on for 2 weeks or something and still hasn't finished, over what she's said. You're a nurse, you're not allowed to have these, you're not allowed to express these points of view. Maybe you can have them, but you're not allowed to express what you think about them to the public.